Insanity, insanity, whatever happened to humanity?
Let's see. Alright, Street Fighter 6. Let's talk about Street Fighter 6. Honestly, I'm not a Street Fighter fan. I've tried to follow Street Fighter since the late 90s, early 90s if you want to be fair. I've tried to play Street Fighter 2 and I just couldn't get the feel of the game. I couldn't get the feel of the mechanics, and I've honestly left it alone all the way until like the next generation of consoles, and I'm talking about like PS3 generation. And I was introduced to Street Fighter 4 thanks to my good buddy and my best friend of mine, William. He is a Street Fighter fan. Actually, his favorite game is Street Fighter 2. So he wanted to get Street Fighter 4, and I wanted to see how good he was on Street Fighter 4. And it was bringing me into the new dawn of age of fighting games, to the point where Street Fighter 4 was my all-time favorite game. Does that mean that I'm good at Street Fighter? No. I mostly watch my friend William play and fight people online so I can get some, just so I can get some leeway of how the game mechanics work. And to be honest, there's so many fighting games with different fighting-based mechanics out there. So does that mean that I'm bad at fighting games to begin with? No. Hell no. I dare you motherfuckers to try me out on Mortal Kombat Trilogy, Dead or Alive 5, and Dead or Alive 4. Then we can talk about who's good at fighting games. I'll have y'all by the neck. But no, Street Fighter 4 was one of my main favorite fighting games of all time in the Street Fighter series, because I just like the fluidity of Street Fighter. I like the moveset to it and what they added to it when it came to just everything. Like online, endless battle, they had tournament mode, they had arcade mode, they had so many things that did not just bring the newcomers into the franchise, but brought the old comers into it as well. So they won't feel like they're missing out or they're just losing their touch of fighting games to begin with, what made them like old school Street Fighter games. We got introduced to Street Fighter 5 very much later, and honestly, it was a disaster. I thought it was gonna like give us more leeway, but it was like bare bone material. I mean, it was even a console exclusive. I don't even know why they went that route, but it was a bad fail for them. It didn't sell well, and just the expertise of what the game could have been was very linear. So now we got to do some Street Fighter 6, and I've honestly gave up on it. I honestly gave up on the game, and thankfully, my friend William did not, because he still had hope for it. He still had hope for the franchise, and I'm have to say, he has a very tighter spirit than I do, because by him being a bigger fan of Street Fighter than I am, I thought he would have been let that game go, because he saw how much they was butchering the franchise. But no, he gave Street Fighter 6 a chance, and he was telling me to try it out. And not only did I liked it, not only did I loved it, but I also think that this might be the best Street Fighter game out here right now. And I'm not making this up. What really surprised me more than anything was just how fluid the story mode was. Now, to be fair, this game is bursting with so much content, so much material, you will get your $60 worth. I mean, hell, you will get your $80 worth if you want to be fair in that method. But the story mode was what really pulled me into the point where it was kind of one of the major strengths of the game. Because not only did they went to that route to show us how all these characters are on a story, just like how they did with Street Fighter 5, but they actually wanted us to see how these characters was going to be by us making our own character, by us seeing how our character was going to see how they was going to be in their own perspective. I thought that was great. And not only that, but the story mode is focused on Metro, in Metro City. You can do so much in Metro City, and I don't even know if I have time to explain it, but I'm going to try to say it in a way where you can get pulled in. You can meet people in the game. You can fight people in Metro City just for the hell of it, or just so you can look at what they're carrying, so you can use those items and materials, so you can unlock different colors and different outfits if you don't like the way how your character look. If you don't want to fight people, you can run around town and you can like bash open crates and garbage cans and stuff like that. And at the same time, this area is so open to the point where you can unlock other areas as well when you unlock certain moves, when you talk to certain people like Chun-Li or Ken or Blanca, so you can use their move sets when you become their student, and they begin to teach you certain things, and you can use their move sets to unlock areas within the game. I thought that was great. I thought that was a good way for us to get pulled in by the story, just in case if we're getting a little bored of just the story progression itself, and we can just talk to other people or just use our exploration detail just to see how much the story has for us. People will say that that's a Dragon Ball Xenoverse ripoff. Honestly, I think this is a Dragon Ball Xenoverse with perfection of what it should have did in the first place, because right now Xenoverse 2 is doing good, but at the same time, I'm gonna have to give Street Fighter kudos of what they added to it that Dragon Ball Xenoverse has not. And the reason why I'm saying this is because they also have mini games too. Like you can make pizza by using certain move sets. Like you can use a Hadouken move set to make pizza and stuff. I was fucking up so many times doing these mini games. You can break barrels. You can mess up cars, just like the old retro mini game. So it can pull old fans in, and that's the reason why I'm bashing on Xenoverse, because you would think that they would have these type of methods on Xenoverse where you can have like Goku eating contests, see which Saiyan is the fastest, seeing who can transform quicker, and above all, who is the strongest Saiyan out of all, instead of us just using our own speculation. But on the Street Fighter 6, they use so many maneuvers on this game to flesh out these characters in a way where it really satisfied our curiosity. One thing I did not like about Street Fighter 5 that Street Fighter 6 has done with perfection is they have added a lot more of new characters. Now, Street Fighter 5 has had a handful of new characters, but they want to focus more on the Street Fighter Alpha characters that has really not showed that much light of day. I understand that, but Street Fighter 5 needed to do more fluidity of new characters. It was aching at. Street Fighter 6, not only did they added more new characters, but they was really diverse with these new characters, man. And I was really surprised of how much fluidity of these new characters pulled me in, especially when it comes to the characters' movesets. I was surprised of how much I was enjoying Kimberly. You know what? Let's talk about Kimberly.
You think you know me?
Is this thing on? Oh, I thought they silenced this, yay. Power to the people. We living in that 31st century, futuristic fly shit. The penthouse is the projects and everybody flies private. New watch, know what time it is. Watch this. They can't stop us, the prophets, biatches.
All my life I want money and power. Respect my mind or die from that shout. I pray my dick get big as the Eiffel Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I'm feeling amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix. My mind is living on cloud nine, and this nine is never on vacation. Start up that Maserati and vroom vroom, I'm racing. Popping pills in the lobby, and I pray they don't find her naked. And I pray you niggas is hating. Shooters go after Judas. Jesus Christ, if I live.
At all the characters that I've tried out, practiced with, tried their move sets, and even tried playing online and keep getting fucked up, Kimberly stood out for me. And to the point where I just like her moveset, how she uses music to keep herself motivated and keep herself in a pump manner. And it made me feel related, because I love music. Music does pull you in, it does pump me up, especially when you use it as an EX. I thought that was great. I thought that was fantastic. Yeah, as soon as I saw her moveset, I was instantly on board. I was like, yeah, you know what, she's going to be my main for now, and I don't care who they release. I don't care what other kids they're going to put out. I don't even care if they nerf the shit out of her, because she does take a lot of damage to enemies if you know how to use her correctly, and I'm still going to use her no matter what the circumstances is. If you get tired of the story or just doing online, it has this thing called Battle Hub. It's like PlayStation Home in a way, where you get to meet people by using your own avatar and just talking to people. And you can also play mini games and arcade games with them as well. And y'all can just sit and talk and just chat and stuff. I actually do that a lot. I go to the Battle Hub, and while I'm waiting for my friend William to get online so I can watch him play by spectating, I just literally just talk to other random people and I just check out their avatars. There's so many ways how you can create your own character and avatar in this game, but that's because of the RE engine of how they could flesh out your mindset of just what you want to create. If you want to create any character, and I mean any weird, wacky character from animes or just out of your own imagination, you can literally do anything with their character creation. If you fuck up, you can recreate your character. And it does cost. It does cost in-game progression, of course. But I still did not have no problem with it. I thought that the character creation was very good and well fluid. The Battle Hub will make you get synced into the game a lot. I thought the Battle Hub was indeed one of the major strengths of the whole Street Fighter 6 franchise lore itself. In fact, it kind of disappointed me because it made me wonder, like, why haven't a lot of fighting games has done this? They should actually, like Tekken and Dead or Alive, they should really go the route that Street Fighter is doing. But if not, then hey, I don't mind it at all. It just shows which fighting game stands out when it comes to their own creativity. Now, since I got what I liked out of the way, let's talk about what I did not like about Street Fighter. Since we're talking about the Battle Hub, since I'm on this subject, let's talk about the issues with it. First of all, you have options to fight other online players in the Battle Hub by using your own avatar. I thought that was great. I thought that was fantastic, well warranted. But what I did not like was the fact that there is no type of level limitations of you fighting online players. Unlike Rank Match, when you have Rank Match, they actually let you fight characters that's based on your ranking. You can actually choose that. But when you fight people on the Battle Hub by using avatar battles, you can have a level 100 motherfucker fight a level 1 motherfucker. And I think that needs to be fixed because there's so many people that's getting owned by level 100 people. Level 100 players. And I think that they can choose to not fight those people. But at the same time, it needs to be fixed. They need to be another hub where they have players at their own discretion. Another thing I didn't like about the game, and this is actually one of the reasons why I didn't want to buy Street Fighter 6. I was trying to save it for later. But what I did not like about this, about what they added to the game, was the very, very, very terrible advertising, dude. Like, for example, Lil Wayne advertising the game. Why? Now, I know Lil Wayne is a rapper. Look at me. Okay? I know Lil Wayne. I know his music. But he has flopped ever since, like when he went hot for a good while, especially in the early 2000s, he just dropped out of sight. Now, I could have been wrong. I could be wrong, but that stands corrected because if he's gonna advertise a game, where's the music that he's gonna advertise? Instead, they got this nigga in the fucking commercial saying, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" And that's it. I checked the whole Street Fighter timeline of the game soundtrack, and I did not see no features of Lil Wayne at all. So that just raises the question: why the hell is he in the fucking game? It's like Jessica Chobot on Mass Effect 3. She stands out like a sore thumb. It's like, why is they putting these people in this game? Now, I'm not saying Lil Wayne is in the game, but he's in the advertising ratio of an endorsement. Now, some people will say, well, they need him to make the game boost up in quality. This is Street Fighter. This is Capcom. They don't need anybody to do no advertising endorsement. So get that out of here. Another thing I didn't like was the fact that they was advertising this guy. Or it, or she, or whatever. Why do we have this there? Why do we have this in the Battle Hub? Now, I know some people might get offended, but I don't mind that. I want this I want to divide people like that that'll be offended of what I'm saying to the people that's a fan of my channel. If this offends you, then this channel ain't for you. I'm a critic teacher, so there are going to be times where I'm not just critiquing things, but I need to educate people. Hence, a critic teacher. So if my knowledge in my lessons is too blunt for you, then go to another classroom. But going back to this, why do we have this here? Why do we have this on the game? What is this person advertising? I don't know. Now, to be fair here, I don't mind these type of things being around because you really can't avoid it, but as long as there's a reason for it. which is why I'm asking, why do we have this? I don't understand this. And to be frank, this really fucked Capcom up, because people was actually bashing on this. Now Capcom can easily say, well, this is just something that we're just gonna add, and by them having this on a PlayStation State of Play, that was really a bad move, especially since we was on Bud Light's ass of they fucking advertising and on Hershey's ass of their advertising. Y'all chose the wrong time to do that. Stuff like that should not be on Street Fighter, period. Especially if you have children playing these type of games. I know that these games do have some type of exposure. These type of leeways of how we can like pick up, and we kind of like that type of stuff. But I feel like this was unnecessary. I felt like, I was like, no, man, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping now. It was only a matter of time, though, before Capcom ended up doing it, though. So I was like, you know what? I'm not shocked, but that doesn't mean I wasn't going to talk about it. Overall, I feel like besides the online of the Battle Hub being fixed and the whole little force down your throat shit that they put, I feel as if this game is good. I still think that this is the best Street Fighter game out here right now. That's just my opinion. Hardcore fans may disagree, but I welcome that, because I feel like if you're going to disagree with me thinking this is the best game, I am going to agree with your method of why you think that this is not the best game, okay? So, my rating, I'm going to have to give it a C. I'm going to have to give it a C. It's an average game. I feel like at the end of the day, people don't really talk about these type of things because they want their ratings and their views to expand, especially their subscribers. But I feel like, no, I feel like people know me for who I am at this point. So if I try to avoid that, then that's when people are gonna lose. That's why I'm gonna lose people. But it's not only that. But I don't really care about that type of shit. It's gonna be here for history anyway. I got one more review to talk about, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, see ya.